Now, the recent coup attempt in Venezuela is essentially over, and Donald Trump is none too happy to be on the losing side. Now, according to the Washington Post, President Trump has been growing increasingly frustrated at his national security advisor, John Bolton, over a failed coup to oust Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The president had joked in recent days that Bolton wants to push him into a war, according to a senior administration official who added that Trump is genuinely dissatisfied with the national security advisor's views on intervention and foreign affairs. No, okay, let me be clear here. Bolton definitely wants to push Trump into a war. That's why we call him a war hawk. That's why he's a neocon. And of course, he first wanted to go to Venezuela and then Iran. Now, what do those two places have in common? Oh, right, oil. Now, thankfully, Venezuela didn't quite work out the way that Bolton hoped it would, but it also didn't work out the way that Trump hoped it would. Now, as many troubles as that country has, it's not our place to intervene. It's not our place to get involved and, do regime change. Regime change wars are dumb and often turn out very, very badly, not only for the United States, but for the people that we come in to supposedly save, right? I mean, look at Libya, right? We all got together, international coalition to depose Muammar Gaddafi. A horrible tyrant, bad strongman, whatever. Well, now, Libya has open-air slave markets. They didn't have that before. No, that's a result of American freedom. Venezuela, you don't know, but you just dodged a giant red, white, and blue American Eagle-adorned bullet. You should feel so lucky. Now, there's more, and it really kind of explains Donald Trump and his position. Trump has complained, according to the article, over the past week, that Bolton and other aides underestimated Maduro, who he called a tough cookie, according to 3 senior administration officials. Well, that's one name for him. The president was also frustrated that Bolton led him to believe that Maduro could be overthrown last week. Maduro instead rejected an offer to leave the country, and 2 key government officials backed out of a plan to defect. And the Venezuelan leader ended up mocking Trump and the foolish coup attempt backed by the U.S. I'm no friend of Maduro, but it was a foolish coup attempt. We should stop interfering with other countries, especially if we're going to get mad about Russia interfering in our elections. Maybe we should stop interfering and trying to overthrow other people's governments. It would be a great day to not be able to have that hypocrisy on our country. Just saying. Now, this isn't exactly an issue where Trump is right. He just happens to be right there. He's right in the position, but he's also not right, but he's also not wrong. It's kind of a strange thing, right? The reason that he's in the right position on policy is only because he doesn't like getting embarrassed. Again, while this was happening, while this coup was getting drummed up, and we're thinking, okay, we're going to help out, Juan Guaido, and we're going to overthrow Maduro, and everything's going to be great. We're going to get all these oil contracts. Donald Trump was on board. Why was he on board? It's because, I'm backing a winner. This is going to be a winner. Everybody says that Maduro is finally going to get overthrown, and it's going to be fantastic, and we're going to get all this money and praise and oil deals, etc. That's all the stuff that John Bolton had promised would happen. And then it didn't, and Donald Trump is deeply embarrassed. And he don't like getting embarrassed. In fact, when he's wrong, he blames everyone else. John Bolton with your stupid mustache. You almost got us into a war, you dummy. Sad. Now, of course, later on, I think, and maybe I'm right about this, maybe I'm wrong, but he's going to come out later and say, oh, no, I never wanted a war with Venezuela. What are you talking about? No. I just wanted the democratic process to play out there. I never wanted a war. I never wanted conflict. We just wanted what was best for the Venezuelan people. And John Bolton, I don't agree with him on his stances. Watch for that speech, maybe a week or two. or maybe the next time Venezuela comes up. Because what's interesting is before, he was super gung-ho. He wanted to free that, he wanted to jump in and free that Venezuelan oil. And no, that is not a misstatement. That's what this was about. It's always about America coming in and taking the oil. And by America, I mean multinational oil corporations. Donald Trump's only upset at Bolton because he allowed himself to bet on a loser. And if there's one thing that loser Trump can't stand, is being seen backing a loser. Now, there is one good thing about this. Actually, there are several good things about this. For one, we're not going into Venezuela. Yes, great. That's great because war with Venezuela or another coup attempt would be an absolute disaster. And then maybe this might also lead to Trump not listening to Bolton when it comes to Iran. Maybe, I don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch, but more realistically, this could get Donald Trump to sour on John Bolton. And maybe he sours on John Bolton, maybe sours on Mike Pompeo too, who's also a big person who's pushing for war with Iran. Maybe you get those guys towards the door. Well, that's a win for everyone, except for defense contractors. So let's hope that maybe some of that stuff happens. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.